Hello, hello, this is Tom Sapp, Tom Sapp Photography, tomsapp.com if you want to check me out. We're going to talk today about how to pose people. Okay, people, after you get the technical aspect of photography down, you should know it by the back of your hand if you're going to start contracting jobs and really be a professional photographer. So once you have that technical ability down, then you have to focus on people. How to work with people is the most important part after that technical aspect. And the rapport that you get with people, the expressions that you get are going to show how you talk and how you work with people, and that's going to show in your images very, very well. A lot of times you can look at a photographer's portfolio and tell whether they do a lot of landscapes because say they only have one person shot in there and the person in the image actually looks awkward. That's a dead giveaway that they don't shoot a lot of people. Now, I've seen a lot of photographers that they basically make a career out of taking photographs of cool environments and then just basically throwing a person in there. You can do that, and that works if you just tell a person to go be natural. I've done that myself with engagement couples. I tell them when we're out on the beach or when we're at the park, I say, guys, this area over here is beautiful. Just go play. And that's lifestyle. That's creating something that looks real. You're not trying to pose somebody, but if you did want to pose them, there are certain things that you want to do to make the image more pleasing. One is light in the eyes. You want to have two catch lights, one in each eye. Otherwise, you can do maybe split lighting where it's half the face is dark. Learn different lighting patterns is very, very important. You've got the Rembrandt, the loop light, the butterfly light. Split lighting, you've got lighting from underneath. If you want to use like a beauty dish and do beauty lighting, it's also called clam lighting if you want to do that, where you have a light directly above, creating a butterfly light and then put a reflector directly underneath. Very, very easy to do, and it will give you a beautiful result if you're shooting something like beauty or makeup on a face or just about anything actually. I've used it for dogs even. It looks really cool, but there's various different things that you can do. Now, regardless of the lighting that you're using, it's important to look at the direction of light because that's where you're going to want to pose people. Okay, you want to pose them if you're doing something dramatic and you want the face to go black, you can turn them away. If you want, like, basically a traditional style portrait is where the person's face is turned towards the light. You have a shadow and the camera's generally on the shadow side of the camera for short lighting. You have two catch lights in your eyes. And that's going to give you a decent representation in terms of lighting on the face, but then you have to actually pose the body. And what I like to do when I'm doing, say, headshots is I'll tell the person just to put their shoulders in an angle and sit towards the camera. You can use a knee to rest on if you want to do something like that, just to get the shoulders at more of an angle so it's not straight on. You want to do something that somebody looks at the photograph, they go, oh, I can get that at the DMV. It doesn't make me sound very good. It doesn't make me feel very good. Or, for instance, a lot of people say, that's something my grandma can do. I've heard that before for when somebody was describing other photographers to me. And it just, to me, if they said that about myself, it would hurt my feelings. So basically, I keep that in mind, and I remembered that because it did give me that feeling that when I'm posing somebody, I want to do something that grandma wouldn't do. And that's the kind of thing that say the look here and smile, say cheese. Those are all things that give you expressions and give you body postures that aren't real pleasing. Now, because we have a lot of computers in the world today, a lot of people have the hunchback where they're sitting at the computer all day. You have to constantly fix posture. I'm actually doing it to myself quite often where I'll just sitting here and be hunched over, and posture is very important. You want to get people looking good in the camera. If you're doing a studio shot, if you're out on location, you can do things like with women, you want to create motion in the image. You want to actually tell them to, say if they turn their waist to the side, because you don't want to photograph anybody straight onto the camera like a mugshot, obviously. You want to turn them to the side, and when they do that, you can tell them to maybe touch their toe to the ground or maybe put their back foot at a perpendicular angle and turn their front foot at a 45-degree. Things like this are what separates the starting photographer from the professional who's been working with people for a long time. Now, leaning over into the camera, if you want to do a headshot and crop in real close, that's going to give you the diagonal with the shoulders there. That looks real nice. And also with family groupings, it's better to, I flat light with families a lot of times. I'll either backlight or I'll turn them directly into the sun, and that way I can just say, okay guys, big group hug, and that photograph gets more smiles than any other photograph I can take when I'm doing family members. Everybody's contrived in their pose when I first set it up, but as soon as I let their guard down, and I actually do that on purpose by saying, take a deep breath, and then people relax a lot and they just kind of get into it. They smile a little bit because at that point they're like, okay, we're almost done. We took a deep breath. We feel good now. And then I'll throw in that big crunch, or I'll tell them to go, woo! And then that just makes people look very, very comfortable, and that's the secret to posing people, is just saying, are you comfortable? Is that okay? And that's going to show in the image. And that's how you take a good photograph of somebody and pose well. So I hope this helped. My name's Tom Sapp. Have a great day.